coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the Superpowers Collection.
In 1986, Kenner decided to cancel their Superpowers action figure line based on the DC superheroes. Even if a new 1986 series was planned, low sales in 1985 caused Kenner to pull the plug on the line. With no DC figures released in 1986, Kenner was released from their toy contract with DC Comics. Kenner saw the superhero line as a dead brand and decided to move away from superhero action figures. In 1988, production started up on the live-action big-screen movie Batman, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. The movie had huge buzz in 1988, and that buzz would keep growing until the release of summer 1989. To help promote the film, Warner Brothers needed an action figure line. Warner Brothers put the word out and got a few bites from toy companies, but most of the big major toy companies were scared to touch the line, with rumors of the new Batman film being more darker than what the common Batman fan was used to. One of the toy companies that did reach out to Warner Brothers was a new toy company called Toy Biz. This small toy company had just started up in 1988. They had no major action figure line in the market, but they did win over Warner Brothers and landed the rights to the 1989 Batman film. Toy Biz would have to scramble to get figures made and in stores before the release of the film. Due to this, they had to go into production without using Batman star's Michael Keaton's face for the likeness. With the mouth area only really being seen on the figure, it really didn't matter that much. Kenner's plan was to hit the market with 3 figures and some accessories, and then kick in with a better release in Series 2. As they were not only given the rights to the Batman film, they also picked up the toy rights for the DC comic characters. A few weeks before the release of the most talked about film of 1989, Toy Biz released 3 Batman figures, along with 2 Joker vehicles and 5 Batman vehicles and a Batcave playset, also releasing a Batman role-playing set. Toy Biz would fix some of the rush issues with the toy line. The Batmobile would be updated with a Bat Shield for the car. As for Batman, they would retool it 2 more times. The first release gave Batman a square face, unlike Michael Keaton, so the face was then rounder to appear more like Michael Keaton, but Toy Biz still wasn't happy and would redesign, giving the figure more of a Michael Keaton look. To keep the look of the Joker a secret, Toy Biz wasn't given any photos of Jack Nicholson as the Joker, so they decided just to make a standard Joker action figure. The Joker would see an update also later in the line when they add a curl to his hair. And the third figure in the line was Bob the Goon. A few months after the release of the Batman Toy Biz figures, Toy Biz would release their line of DC superheroes called DC Comics Superheroes. This line, not officially part of the Batman line, did come in the same scale and on a similar style card, what made them perfect to go along with the Batman movie line. Batman would now have more villains to fight, like Two-Face and the Penguin. He would also have new villains to help along the way, like Wonder Woman, the Flash, and Robin. The Toy Biz Batman movie figures were a hit, as the movie was a box office juggernaut in 1989. Anything Batman in 1989 was a good seller, but the DC superhero line would fail to make the numbers Toy Biz, or more importantly Warner Brothers, wanted. But it wasn't really the sales that upset Warner Brothers. When it came to the Batman and the DC line, it was the look and the quality of the figures. Warner Brothers wasn't happy, and by the end of 1989, they pulled their deal with Toy Biz.
There's something new in Gotham City. It's Batman, like you've never seen him before.
A few weeks after Toy Biz lost their toy rights to DC, it was announced that Batman was now back in the hands of Kenner for 1990. Kenner rushed into production with a line of Batman figures called the Dark Knight Collection. Kenner wanted to fix some of the errors made by Toy Biz, so they redesigned the Joker, giving him more of a Jack Nicholson look. They released a handful of different Batman figures with different accessories and in different colors. The downside of this figure line was that Kenner would only release Batman and the Joker in the Dark Knight Collection. Kenner knew that a sequel to the 1989 film was planned for 1992, and they figured their time and money was best spent on the sequel. A full year before the release of Batman Returns, Kenner will release figures under the Batman Returns title, even if some of those figures were based on characters never in the sequel, such as Robin that was based on the Robin in the comics at the time. The Kenner Batman line was a huge success. The movie would help spawn 3 sequels with a toy line, and Kenner would have success with a handful of non-movie related Batman lines, like their highly successful Batman the Animated Series line. it was clear that Warner Brothers was happy with what Kenner was doing with Batman, unlike they were with Toy Biz. Well, I hope you enjoy this video. As always, please thumb us if you like my content. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.